Alright, I've cleaned it up. I've cleaned up the seam joins on the where the control surfaces plug in, or areas like that. I'm going to have them drooped a bit. I think on this thing they call them elevons, something like that. It's not a flap and aileron because it's fly-by-wire. I looked up it. I think can't guarantee it 100%, but they can droop when it's powered down just from their own weight. The hydraulics should hold them in position, but they can droop. So, like I said, I'm doing it anyway because it just adds interest to the look. I've cleaned up. It was big. Well, not big, but they were raised injection ports, where they injected the plastic when they were making the part. Oh, enough. Mast under here. So I'm ready to prime that. This is way too big. I can't paint and show in the paint booth, but I'll show on the rudders how I'm going to the process of the look I'm looking for with it when I paint it. So I'll show you that, but I can't fit that in there. I can't even fit that in the paint booth anyway. Right, the part has been primed with Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500. That's the thinnest one they do, but I thin it. You can't airbrush it neat, it's too thick. I thin it probably 70%, 80% thinners to the surfacer. It was a primer. That's done. Alright, I'm doing several shades of greys, blacks on this. So I'm going to start with this charcoal. I'm doing that neat, so no thinner. And I've got my pieces of scourers. Ooh. All right. So that's the first step. Let's do the other side. You can break it up, have different pieces, but it's pretty random. You're not gonna notice a repetitive pattern using this gear. Alright, so I'm happy with where I'm at there with that. So I've got 2 more colours to go. So I'm going to pause that there and we'll come back for the next colour. Alright, next colour, blue black. Again, it's neat, no thinners. Alright, I'm going to go with that. So I've got one more colour I'm going to go on top of that, so we'll come back and look at that. So the other thing is when you're using this, when you keep using the same piece, just be mindful that paint will build up in around the fibre, and at some stage it'll start to come through and drip through, and it'll start leaving marks from the actual paint on here. So just keep a mindful eye on that when you're doing it. Alright, time for the top coat. So I'm using Cark Black chemical agent resistant coating. This is the paint that's on the F117. It's FS37030. This time I'm thinning the paint, probably about 50-50. This SMS lac is pretty thin, but I'm thinning it more because you don't want to cover your previous effects. If you go in neat, you'll almost immediately cover up all the work you've done, so you want to build it up to where you're happy with it. Alright, I don't know how good that shows up, but I can still see the previous effects I've done through there. I know this is going to be an extremely exaggerated paint scheme, but black is boring and you need to find, well, I think you need to find a way to liven it up and make it look interesting. So what I've shown you here I have to do on that big lump, so it's going to take several hours painting that, but I think the results will be worth it. Right, that's an epic paint job. I had to do it over a couple of days and it's coincided with real hot weather. It's like 35 degrees Celsius, so it's not pleasant for airbrushing. Oh, let me flip him over. So the bottom has had a clear coat of gloss, top has not. This stage I'm going with what I've got, but it's easy to come in and put some more black down if I'm not happy with it. The decals on it are minimal, so they're only small, so I can put them on, and if need be then I can come back and touch in, make it darker or more coverage. What I'm looking at, or what I'm wanting, was like a very worn paint job, even though no doubt this thing probably never got that worn. I imagine they would have been very well kept, but like I said, black, you know, well, I want to make it interesting and I want it just black block. If you're going to do that, you might as well just go out and buy a die cast model of one. Oh, I put a clear coat on. It all went wrong. I tried a different brand I shouldn't have, and I just messed it up, so I've sprayed my Cark black over it. So I had to, I had to sand it back because I had like rough texture. Sanded that rough texture back, went over with the Cark black. Now I'm reversing how I'm doing it. Put down some Cark black. I've come in with my scourer, so same technique, and I've put the charcoal black over the Cark black, and then I come in with the blue black over that, and now I'm going to come back with the Cark black heavily thinned and spray over again. Yeah, in a way I'm glad, because I'm liking it better this way. I haven't done the bottom yet. I will come back and do that after I finish the top probably. I've already done the tails, the control surfaces with the scourer, but I'm going to put the Cark black over it again.